built up your brand, as you say, you're an expert in your niche and what you do. How did you actually build your brand, and how did you sort of claw your way up from the bottom to get to the position you're in now?
Um, so I would say anyone who follows me or anyone who knows anything about my brand is that I'm very open. I talk about a range of different things. I made a real point right from the very beginning. And actually, when I didn't have that much content and I was building the brand, and I still do this now, I write helpful blog posts for my businesses, but I also write content that really kind of taps into the issues that business owners will kind of, face, the kind of issue over perfection and everything being perfect before you can kind of release it out into the world, talking about resilience, showing up authentically, creating content, how to approach things like Instagram and confidence, and how to be more confident. So right from very early on, I positioned myself as an expert within these kind of discussions, and I still do this to this day. And I also made a real point of making sure that I was approachable and that people knew that I really cared about what it was that I did. Like in terms of the work, my photography, because obviously I'd already been a photographer for 8 years by then, so I kind of already had my style was established, so I didn't really need to do any work there. Obviously learning to work with clients, but yeah, just really getting onto Instagram. Instagram's been a really good platform for me. The blogging really helped with my SEO. I rank page 1 for brand photographer London, or London brand photographer, switching between kind of positions 1, 2, or 3, depending on the mood that Google's in that day. I also did a lot of networking. So I come from the wedding industry. So I made a point of, when I first started, I did like a series of portfolio shoots, because obviously I wanted to build a website, start to build a brand. And I approached people for these portfolio shoots. I already knew had established businesses. They already were using social media. So I knew that was going to help get my name out there quite quickly. And I did those shoots for free. So I also kind of feel that free work in the early days definitely has a place, as long as you're making sure that you're getting what it is that, yeah, exactly. The free work isn't free. It's just, there's no money exchanged. There's still an exchange. Yeah, it just kind of built from there, really, from the portfolio shoots, because obviously they were recommending me on word of mouth. They were also mentioning me on social media. I was going to a lot of networking, and I'm a massive believer in networking. And I know we're in a pandemic, so like real life networking isn't an option at the moment. But you can still connect with people. You can still cheerlead people on Instagram. I make a real point of supporting other businesses. I also built a community around the Woman and the Wolf. So all of my shoots get a blog post on my website. I usually do some preview images on Instagram and talk about how brilliant they are. I make sure that if I use an image of a client, I make sure that I mention them and their business all the time, every single time I post. I also keep an eye on what my clients are doing. So if they're having launches, or they've got a new product coming out or service, I will share that to my stories. I also, every time they use one of their images, because they're tagging me, I share that to my stories as well. So it's kind of always keeping in contact and kind of just making sure that the network is nurtured and looked after. And yeah, from there, my word of mouth is strong, my SEO is strong, my social media is strong. So I think it's it's a case of making sure that you're everywhere as much as you can be. And this year I'm investing in PR as well. So I really want to kind of widen my audience even